Hello and welcome to Yoga with Carolynne. My name is Carolynne. So honored to have you here with me, whether you're new or you're a regular. If you are new, please subscribe to the channel. That is the best way to support this space. Today's practice is video 2 in the self-care journey through the chakras. So last week we explored a root chakra practice, and now we move up into the sacral chakra. So if you missed last week's video, no sweat. This is not something that you have to be watching in order, but if you're interested to learn more about chakras, there's going to be lots more content, more than just today's practice. So your sacral chakra is the seat of your creativity, your sensuality, your fluidity, and your emotions. So today's practice is going to be a hip-focused, gentle flow. Props you're going to want for today's practice are the same ones that I have here: a yoga mat, blanket, bolster, meditation cushion, and blocks. If you don't have any or all of these props, you can grab just a bunch of blankets and some pillows. So please put your comfy clothes on, grab your props, and let's get started. Welcome to Yoga with Carolynne, teaching empaths and sensitive souls just like you how to create a collaborative relationship with your body through cozy, accessible yoga and self-care practices in order to live a life filled with less doing and more being. You're going to be starting today's practice in Hero's Pose. So traditionally, Hero's Pose is a position where you've got your legs bent and you're seated directly on your heels. However, in order to ensure that your knees still feel comfortable and the tops of your ankles still feel comfortable, then raising the floor up with some sort of prop can be really helpful. So maybe it's a bolster, maybe it's a blanket or a cushion. So as you're setting yourself up, coming into Hero's Pose, we'll just explore and lean into what the sacral chakra is. The sacral chakra is located below your belly button, in your sacrum, your pelvis, your genitals, your hips. And it is the seat of your creativity, your sensuality, your passion, your nurture, your emotional self, and your healthy boundaries. When your sacral chakra is feeling imbalanced, then you might feel a lack of passion, desire, creativity, a difficulty to be fluid and change, or a desire to suppress emotions. So today's practice is not your invitation to force in creativity and passion. And if you don't feel creative and passionate by the end of the practice, it doesn't mean you're not doing it right. Today's practice is simply an invitation to tune into this area of your body. What does it need? How does it feel? And then we go from there. So as you position yourself in this shape, you bring the palms face down on your lap. Allow your crown of the head to reach up as you soften the shoulders. Your eyelids drop as you close your eyes if that feels comfortable, but they don't have to close if that doesn't feel comfortable. And you allow your awareness to shift from a very external focus to an internal connection. As you do this, as a helpful tool, open up your senses. What do you hear in the room that you're in? Can you feel the feeling of the clothing touching your skin? Do you notice any smells? Maybe incense, candles, cooking happening in the space that you're in. Exploring your sensuality is not directly tied to your sexuality. Not that one is better than the other, but to be sensual really only means to explore and open up your senses in a pleasurable way. Pleasure is not bad. It's a beautiful tool to invite in presence. And your senses get lit up within your creative practices, right? So sensuality and creativity are beautiful coexisting partners. So that is what you are exploring in today's practice. As you continue to take in the sounds, the smells, the sensations, your awareness dives into this area of your body that you're focusing today, below your abdomen. The color associated with your sacral chakra is orange, and its element is water. The mantras or affirmations welcomed into your practice today are: I feel deeply, I flow, I am creative. I feel deeply, I flow, I am creative. It's those words that will help lead your movements today as you honor your senses, what feels good in your body, and your creativity. If your eyes are closed, you can absolutely keep them closed as you begin to invite in some movement into the body. Starting with seated cat and cow pose, as you inhale, start at the very base of your tailbone. You tip your pelvis forward as you open your heart towards the front of your space, and the tip of your nose reaches up towards the sky. As you exhale, you find the opposite shape. Starting again at the base of your tailbone, tuck your tailbone under. Movement ripples up your spine as you spread your shoulder blades and you tuck your chin in towards your chest. A few more times like that as you move with the fluidity and the rhythm of your own breath. And then, how could you invite in some flow into this movement? So maybe the movement stays exactly as it is because it feels really good. Or the movement might become a bit more organic, circular, free-flowing. You can bring some circular hip movements into the shape. You can move your head, move your shoulders. I want to acknowledge the fact that moving in this way might bring up some shame or some discomfort. If you keep your eyes closed and you trust that feeling good in your body is not wrong, then what would that look like and feel like? If you're circling, then you'll move in the other direction. Coming back into stillness, please take a deep breath in. Let it out with a sigh. You'll remove the prop from beneath your sit bones, so you might want to open your eyes for this, just so you can move that prop out from beneath your body. And then you'll bring your sit bones down onto the floor. Your hands come behind you, palms of the hands on the floor, soles of the feet on the floor, and you allow the knees to wash from side to side. Pressing the hip that's up, pressing it kind of forward, knee down, and doing the same on the opposite side. And then the next time your knees fall over towards the left, you'll position them so that they're both bent and kind of tucked in towards each other. And then you'll place the left hand down on the floor. Reach the right hand out towards the side. And then you'll move from side to side. You take an inhale and you cross the horizon and you reach the fingertips back. And as you exhale, you open the palm up and you reach the fingertips back towards the right. Please explore that movement a few more times. So you can stay with this movement if you're really enjoying the sensations happening in the twist and the low back. If you'd like to invite in a modified wild thing, then the next time you inhale, you'll bring your shins, your knees onto the floor, and you press into the left hand to lift the hips up, reach the fingertips back, shine the heart up, let the head reach back. And then as you exhale, you bring the hips back down and the hand reaches back to its first position. So that's just an option. If you'd like to explore it, please do. If you'd like to stay on the ground, please do. Next time that right hand reaches out, you'll bring the right hand down, lean back on your tailbone to bring the soles of the feet back onto the floor, and then allow your knees to fall from side to side again. The next time your knees fall over towards the right, you bring your feet in, your legs in. Right hand positions down on the floor. Left hand reaches out towards the side. We start with just seated down and just this movement from side to side. You take an inhale as you reach the fingertips forward and back. And an exhale brings you back, or maybe it feels better in your body to breathe in the opposite way. Maybe it feels better to inhale this direction and to exhale the other direction. I feel deeply. I flow. I am creative. Option to stay with this movement, or option to lift into your modified wild thing. You press into the right hand as you reach the hips up, reaching the left fingertips back. And exhale as you circle the arm back and the hips come back down towards the floor. Again, honor your feelings. What feels better in your body? You can stay down on the floor, or you can explore this lifting up movement. Next time you come into this very first position, you let the left hand come down, and then you'll bring yourself onto your hands and your knees, please. Coming into tabletop position. Continuing with moving the body. So in your tabletop position, you can allow the hips to sway from side to side to start, and then bring some circles into the hips. You can kind of walk the hands forward slightly to create a bit more space for your body. And your knees can be a little bit wider than your hips if that feels good, to create a bit more space for you to move. Popping or clicking happening in the hips is absolutely okay. Mine sure are. You'll come back into center And you'll transition from this shape to come into a low lunge. So honestly, the most successful way to do that is just to lift yourself up, and then you might use a wall or hands on hips to stabilize you as you step the right foot forward. We're going to be in this shape for just a few moments, coming into gecko pose. So your blocks might be really helpful here. So if you hadn't positioned them at the front end of your mat, then take a moment to grab them. And your hands come on the inside of your right foot. Please walk the right foot out towards the side, so the edge of your yoga mat. Cushion your left knee if you need to here. And then I'm going to give you a few moments to explore this shape. So this is a big shape, really targeting into your hips. So widen that right knee out towards the side. You can stay really still if that's what feels good in your body, or you can invite in whatever movement would feel nice. Movement might be a slight rocking, swaying from right to left, or a circling in the hips. If you're finding movement, you'll come back into stillness and then press out of that shape by bringing yourself back onto your knees. And then you'll come into that shape on the other side. So bringing your weight into the right knee, stabilizing yourself as you need to here to step the left foot forward. And then once you get there, you bring the hands on the inside of the left foot. So blocks are most likely underneath of your hands, unless your hips are feeling super open today. So left foot is towards the outer edge of your yoga mat. Your right knee is cushioned with a blanket if that is something that you need. And then you've got lots of space in your body here. So left knee opens out towards the side, and you choose how high or how low you'd like to be here. And then the option is to remain really still and just breathe into the sensation happening in your hips, or to find movement. One is not better than the other. They're really just the invitation to honor what feels good in your body. We aren't often asked to honor what feels good in our bodies. We are often told to ignore, to suppress, to push down. Your body is wise. We are meant to feel. It is how our bodies communicate with the world and with ourselves. Pleasure and sensation is not bad. It is there to be felt. It is there to be honored and listened to. Releasing out of this shape to bring yourself back. You can place the blocks to one side, coming back into your tabletop position. And then from here, you'll please make your way onto your back. Once you bring yourself down onto the floor, we'll find one last fluid movement that is really an invitation for you to just honor what feels good in your body. To get creative about the positioning of your body, not creative in a way of like, oh no, I have to think for myself entirely. I'll guide you through it. But there's some opportunity for you to stop and nourish and relish in a pose, or to continue within movement throughout this next flow. You'll bring soles of the feet onto the floor. Your arms are either connected, palms of the hands on your belly, or arms by your side. And you start a really simple movement of just a falling from side to side of the knees. So your feet are a little bit wider than your hips to create space. And you allow your knees to fall over towards the right, kind of pressing the left knee down towards the floor, stretching into the front of your hip, and then bringing the knees back into center. And then knees fall over towards the left. And then for the next few rounds, you can explore linking your breath, your inhales and your exhales with this movement. And you open up your senses. Maybe your breath is creating an audible sound that you can anchor onto. Maybe there's a sensation happening in your nose or in your mouth as you breathe in and out, the cool air in, the warm air out. You can notice the sensation of your pelvis tipping from right to left. If this is feeling super good, the simplicity of this is feeling comforting, then stay with it. Your next option to flow here, to stretch a bit more, is to bring your arms into the movement. So the next time your knees fall over towards the left, your right arm reaches up overhead and the gaze can look over towards the left. And then when you bring yourself back into center, your right arm comes down, and then you can do that on the other side. Knees fall towards the right, left arm reaches up overhead, and you stretch. And exhale, you come back into center. So I'm going to give you one more option here. Continue to move, either with that arm moving or it's just the knees that are moving. If your body is calling for stillness, you're welcome to take an extra breath or two in whatever stretch or position you find, to pause, to relish, to enjoy, or you can continue to move. One is not better than the other. Your feelings, your sense of what feels right is to be honored. The creativity that you invite into what you choose is valid. Next time your knees come back into center, you will please pause. These practices are put together in a way where they're not very long in length, so that you can really easily fit these practices into your schedule. But I don't want to entirely skip out on a final relaxation for you, so you'll enjoy some stillness here for just a moment or two. So your stillness might look like legs still being bent and knees just coming in towards each other. Or you're welcome to extend into the legs if you'd like. The arms can stay by your side, or you can allow the palms of the hands to come to your abdomen as you watch the breath move in and out of your body. To release out of the shape, you invite in some gentle movement into fingers and toes. Arms reach up overhead as you take a nice big stretch along the length of your body. Legs bend as you hug the knees in towards the chest, and you rock from side to side to bring yourself onto the right side of the body, using that shape to press yourself up into your seat. Hands come into heart center, pressing the palms together. Eyelids are heavy. Sensing into the effects of the practice on your whole self. And inviting in the affirmations one last time if that feels supportive. I feel deeply. I flow. I am creative. You'll take one last breath with me to end. Inhale. Out the mouth. Softly opening up into the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me during today's Sacral Chakra yoga practice. If you enjoyed today's practice, then please let me know in the comments below or share this video with a friend that you think would benefit from this supportive practice. And in light of the creative theme of today's practice, I just wanted to quickly mention that registration has opened for the spring edition of the Craft and Stretch Gathering happening in this cozy community. That is going to be happening on May 18th at 6:45 EST. And to participate, it is by registration and by donation. So all are welcome. It would be really lovely to have you there so that you can explore your creativity in a way that is connecting and nurturing with other lovely souls in an online space. All the details for that are found in the description box below. And again, thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and I look forward to connecting with you again next week.